we will tie the Dark Cahill Wet Fly. The materials needed for this fly is a standard wet fly hook. Tail is wood duck fibers. Thread is black 6/0 thread. Body is muskrat dubbing fur. Hackle is brown hackle, and the wing is wood duck flank fiber. We're going to tie the Dark Cahill Wet Fly. First, we're going to put the hook in the vise and make sure the shank is level with the tying table. Then we're going to attach our tying thread right behind the eye, about an eye length back, and then run the thread to the bend of the hook. And the bend is right where the barb of the hook is, and we'll trim off this tag. Next, we'll tie in the tail using wood duck flank feathers, or you can use imitation wood duck, which is mallard dyed wood duck color. What we want to do is make sure that the tail is the length of the shank of the hook, and we're going to transfer this at the bend and secure it right at the bend of the hook. Using the pinch method, putting the thread in between the thumb and index finger and pull up. Let's see how that looks. Make sure, give it a tug right at the bend. Since this wasn't really over long, I could just bury the rest of the material in. So there is the tail in place. Next, we're going to get ready to dub the body. The body on the Dark Cahill Wet Fly is muskrat fur. Muskrat is extremely easy to dub onto the thread, but still, from what we've learned in previous flies, use very little, twist it in one direction to make the dubbing noodle, and it'll slide right to where you need it. So just keep adding a little bit, and what you want to do is start tying a nice dub body, start thin by the tail, and as you work towards the eye of the hook, you will taper it, make it a little thicker, and just keep dubbing it in place. Keep adding as much as you need as you go forward. If you miss spots, just go back a little bit, but just and the body is about 3/4 of the way. I just want to add one more turn of dubbing fur before I put the hackle in place. Okay. Now I'm going to grab a hackle from a brown hen, and I'm going to tie it in by the tip. And then cut the hackle tip off. Secure it in place. Take my hackle pliers. Grab the stem of the feather. I'm going to wrap, stroking the fibers rearward towards the bend of the hook. About 3 or 4 good turns, making sure when you pick the feather, make sure that the fibers don't extend way past the point of the hook. Put 1, 2 good wraps right behind the stem, and with your scissors, cut that right off. Now I'm going to take some wood duck flank feather fibers, cut a section off, roll them in my fingers, and I'm going to tie them for the wing and make sure that the tips don't extend past the bend of the hook. Once I have the length I want, I will use the pinch method. Always make sure you pull on the upside and secure the wing in place. Give a good tug, a couple of good wraps. Take your scissor, hold it in place, and trim the excess butts. Now we'll take our tying thread, and what we'll do is build up a head, now we'll take our whip finish tool, or you can use a 1/2 inch tool, and whip finish and then cut your thread. Now take some head cement with your bodkin and just touch the head. Give it a nice coat, and the Dark Cahill Wet Fly is now finished.